The intriguing tale of the Eastern Gate of Jerusalem, famously known as the Golden Gate. Back in the 16th century, during Ottoman rule, this historic entrance was sealed shut, sparking whispers tied to ancient prophecy found in Ezekiel 44:13. According to this prophecy, the gate would only swing open for a figure known as the Prince, interpreted by Christians as none other than Jesus himself. But beyond its historical significance lies a deeper symbolism. For believers, the sealed gate serves as a poignant reminder of Jesus as the exclusive path to salvation. Its closure, intricately woven into biblical narrative, eagerly awaits the moment of its unsealing during the Second Coming, marking the culmination of divine design for redemption. This enigmatic connection between Jesus and the sealed gate captivates both scholars and faithful alike, blending prophecy, history, and faith into a compelling narrative that continues to intrigue. Come with us as we unravel the mystery behind why this gate remains sealed until the return of Jesus. Long foretold by sages of old, its tale has stirred anticipation in millions, imbuing the gate with a sense of divine purpose and celestial intervention. Nestled within the heart of Jerusalem, it stands as a tangible symbol of hope, its closure prompting profound questions about our understanding of both history and faith. Amidst the anticipation, a flurry of inquiries arises, delving into the fascinating narrative surrounding this closed portal. Why, according to history, is this gate reserved for only one individual, Jesus, as recognized by Christians? To comprehend its significance, one must journey through the annals of history that bind this gate to the fabric of Jerusalem's past. Long revered for its role in safeguarding the city and shaping its beliefs, the decision to seal it raises compelling questions about its origins and purpose, questions that continue to intrigue and inspire seekers of truth. Back to the vibrant tapestry of the 16th century, where the stage is set in the midst of the Ottoman Empire, under the rule of the formidable Sultan Suleiman. In this intriguing narrative, the decision to close the gate transcends mere architectural safeguarding. It delves deep into the realm of faith and prophecy, weaving together the beliefs of diverse communities. The closing of the gate becomes more than a physical barrier. It becomes a profound symbol, resonating through the corridors of time. Scholars and sages of the era perceived it not just as a mundane act of obstruction, but as a pivotal moment, echoing the sacred prophecies cherished by Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike. For Christians, it was akin to witnessing the fulfillment of ancient scripture, a tangible manifestation of divine will unfolding before their eyes. Each bolt securing the gate seemed to validate the teachings of the Bible, offering a glimpse into the unfolding of future events as foretold in Christian doctrine. As the layers of this historical event are peeled back, its significance becomes increasingly apparent. The closed gate emerges not as a relic of the past, but as a profound nexus intertwining the threads of history, prophecy, and human belief, a timeless emblem connecting generations across epochs. In the book of Ezekiel 44:13, a fascinating prediction unfolds. It describes a gate that must remain shut because it was once passed through by the Lord, the God of Israel. According to this prophecy, the gate is reserved to be opened solely for the Prince. For Christians, this Prince symbolizes Jesus Christ, underscoring his significance in the narrative of salvation. This connection prompts us to ponder, what does the closed Eastern Gate signify in relation to Jesus? Understanding this link is crucial in grasping the profound implications of the prophecy within Christian teachings. Jesus is viewed in Christianity as the fulfillment of ancient prophecies, embodying the spiritual truths they convey. Ezekiel's reference to the closed gate holds profound significance in Jesus' story, signifying that salvation is uniquely accessible through him as articulated in the Bible, particularly in John 14:6. The closure of the gate isn't merely a historical event, it serves as a potent symbol of what Christians believe about Jesus being the exclusive pathway to God. This symbolism gains even greater depth when considering Jesus' anticipated return. Many Christians interpret the opening of the sealed gate by Jesus as a pivotal moment, signifying the culmination of God's plan for salvation and the establishment of his kingdom. Throughout history, this gate has held immense significance in Jerusalem, a city deeply revered by many faiths. It has borne witness to countless pivotal moments, imbuing it with profound meaning. Beyond its physical structure, the sealed gate embodies a divine promise and carries the weight of people's expectations. For Christians, it represents the convergence of religion, history, and faith. It serves as a tangible reminder of sacred traditions and a focal point for future anticipation, particularly the return of Jesus. Far from being merely a relic of the past, this gate serves as a powerful symbol that continues to captivate believers and scholars alike. It exemplifies the enduring strength of faith, bridging the gap between the material and the spiritual realms in our understanding of religion. Early history of the gate. The ancient city of Jerusalem, snugly wrapped within a grand protective wall, like a guardian embracing its treasure. This wall boasts not one, not two, but 8 magnificent gateways, each with its own tale to tell. Yet there's one gate that stands out among the rest, shrouded in mystery and significance, the Eastern Gate. Gaze towards the Eastern Gate and your eyes will meet the solemn silhouette of the Mount of Olives, a sight that whispers tales of antiquity. This gate, some say, dates back to the mists of time, rumored to have been crafted in the 6th or 7th century AD. Others weave tales of its origins reaching as far back as 520 AD, a relic of centuries past. Known as the Golden Gate in Christian lore and Sha'ar Harakamim, the Gate of Mercy, in Hebrew, this portal holds a sacred allure. For it stands closest to the hallowed ground where the Jewish temple once stood, beckoning pilgrims and believers alike to seek solace in its shadow. But alas, the passage to reverence was sealed shut by the decree of Sultan Suleiman in 1541, locking away its secrets for centuries to come. Today, the gate stands as a silent sentinel, guarding the memories of bygone eras within its ancient stones. Beneath its weathered facade lies a story etched in stone, layers of history stacked upon one another like chapters in a book. Archaeologists speculate that this gate may have risen from the ashes of its predecessor, an earlier guardian of the Eastern Wall. Delve deeper and you'll uncover echoes of the past, a mention by the historian Josephus, a whisper in the Mishnah. They speak of an Eastern Gate, a portal to the sacred court, where only the chosen few dared to tread. Among them, the high priest and his retinue, treading a path of marble and cedar towards the Mount of Olives, their footsteps echoing through the annals of time. This gate, known as the Shushan Gate, a gateway reserved for the holiest of rites, the red heifer, the scapegoat on Yom Kippur, a threshold to the divine. So, as you stand before the Eastern Gate, let your imagination soar on the wings of history, for within its ancient arches lies a tapestry woven with the threads of faith, tradition, and the eternal quest for the divine. The construction date of the current Golden Gate remains a mystery, mainly because archaeological work at the Temple Mount is restricted by Muslim authorities. Back in the 19th and early 20th centuries, scholars had various opinions on when the gate was built, with some even suggesting it might predate Islam. However, recent research by experts like Hamilton, Sharon, Bendov, Rosen Ayalon, Safrir, and Wilkinson points to a time frame between the 7th and 8th centuries AD during the Umayyad period. Today, there's still debate among scholars. Some lean towards a late Byzantine origin, while others favor an early Umayyad date for the gate's construction. According to certain scholars, what we see today might have been built around 520 AD during the Byzantine era, possibly as part of Justinian IV's building projects in Jerusalem. Another theory suggests it could have been constructed later in the 7th century by Byzantine craftsmen working for the Umayyad caliphs. Leen Rittmeyer, a Dutch archaeologist who studied the gate in the 1970s, has an intriguing take. He believes that the massive gateposts inside actually belong to an older structure, possibly the Shushan Gate mentioned in Mishnah Midat 1:3, which dates back to the First Temple period. This suggests a rich layering of history and construction atop one another, adding to the mystery and complexity of the Golden Gate story. Through the ancient East Gate during the time of the Second Temple, as you step inside, the ground beneath your feet is flat and smooth, leading you effortlessly towards the rampart's end. Then, you start to ascend 12 steps, each step just the right height for a comfortable climb, taking you up to the Court of Women. Now let's fast forward to the Ottoman era. That same gate, now called the Golden Gate, had a whole different purpose on its western side. There, a vestibule was built for burning bricks, which were used to renovate buildings in the sacred Haram-esh-Sharif, or Temple Mount. Next to the Golden Gate stood a small mosque initially built for the brick burners. But in the 19th century, the Sultan decided to make some changes. He ordered the demolition of the mosque and part of the gate's wall to make room for renovations. What emerged was a revamped gate with 2 new arches and a fresh wall inside. To enter this gatehouse, you'd descend a grand staircase from the Temple Mount. Inside, you'd find a spacious rectangle 24 meters by 17 meters, its walls enclosing you. Columns divide the space evenly, creating 2 distinct areas within. It's a journey through time, where each step holds layers of history and change. Deep underground, nestled within a tomb, you'll catch a glimpse of an ancient arch peeking through, its lower stones still hidden beneath the earth. This hints at a time when the ground level was far below what we see today. The ingenuity of the Ottoman Turks shines through as they transformed this sealed gate into a towering watchtower. Let's dive into the gate itself. Known as the Golden Gate and situated within the Al-Aqsa enclave, it stands as a testament to craftsmanship. Its rectangular structure boasts 2 intricately adorned facades, a striking deviation from the other gates nearby. What sets it apart even further is its eastern facade, jutting out 2 meters from the wall, a unique architectural flourish. Step inside, and you'll find a vaulted hall on the ground floor, divided by stately columns into 2 pathways leading to the Door of Mercy and the Door of Repentance. Ascend to the upper floor and you'll be greeted by a room adorned with 2 majestic domes above and 3 pairs of domes sheltering the passages below. Originally, the eastern facade boasted 2 grand doorways, flanking a magnificent column adorned with ornate details. Yet as time passed, these entrances were sealed off during the Ottoman era. The Golden Gate's ornate decoration shares intriguing similarities with structures from different cultural backgrounds across the Levant, adding to its enigmatic allure. Through a majestic gate into a grand hall with towering domes above, the space stretches out before you, measuring 20.37 meters in length and 10.50 meters in width. Originally adorned with 6 elegant elliptical domes, the hall underwent a transformation, now boasting 2 magnificent domes that stand out against the arches and columns. But this gate is more than just a stunning architectural wonder. It holds a rich history and deep cultural significance. Known as the Golden Gate, it has seen periods of closure and reopening throughout the centuries. Muslims sealed it in 810, only for Crusaders to open it again in 1102. However, Saladin later closed it once more in 1187. The gate underwent further changes under Ottoman rule, being rebuilt by Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent in 1541, only to be sealed shut again. The reasons behind these closures are shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Some speculate defensive motives behind Suleiman's decision, while others delve into religious prophecy. In Jewish tradition, the Golden Gate holds special significance as the expected entrance for the Messiah. Muslims, believing in Jesus as the Messiah, may have sealed the gate to prevent the arrival of a false Messiah, or Antichrist. The gate's closure has also been influenced by political tensions. Israeli authorities closed it in 2003 to prevent unauthorized construction by a group linked to Hamas, a controversial move aimed at protecting ancient artifacts. Although the gate was partially reopened for Muslim worshippers in 2019, it remains closed to this day, a symbol of the complex history and deep-rooted beliefs intertwined within its ancient walls. The prophecy. Throughout history, the walls and gates of Jerusalem have seen their fair share of destruction and rebuilding. One fascinating tale revolves around the Eastern Gate, the city's oldest gate, which has stood steadfast through the ages. Dating back to the 6th century BC, it boasts ancient origins, with stones from Nehemiah's time still embedded in its structure. In a twist of fate, during a renovation project led by Suleiman the Magnificent in the 16th century, the Eastern Gate remained untouched, defying expectations. However, Suleiman later sealed it off, aligning with an ancient prophecy from the book of Ezekiel. This unexpected move fulfilled a prophecy made over 2 millennia earlier, despite Suleiman being of Muslim faith. Over the years, various groups have tried to unlock the gate, each encounter adding layers to its mystique. During the Six-Day War, some Jewish soldiers contemplated breaking the seal, but an Orthodox Jewish leader intervened, stating that the gate should only be opened by the Messiah. In another twist, when Muslim leaders aimed to demolish the gate in 1917, control of Jerusalem shifted to British hands on the very day they planned to carry out their deed. According to Jewish belief, the Messiah will enter Jerusalem through the Eastern Gate, bringing liberation. To thwart this prophecy, Muslims placed a cemetery in front of the gate, assuming it would deter the Messiah. Little did they know, their actions inadvertently played into the ancient prophecy. The Golden Gate, often associated with biblical prophecies, has sparked debate among scholars and believers. Some see it as a precursor to the future Eastern Gate, while others caution against relying solely on historical interpretation, emphasizing the importance of scriptural backing. Legends and traditions abound regarding the significance of these gates, with some linking them to the return of divine presence in the Messianic age. Despite differing interpretations, the sealing of the Eastern Gate continues to intrigue students of prophecy and believers alike, serving as a timeless reminder of the enduring power of ancient prophecies. Ezekiel's book keeps bringing up this gate that faces east. First, it talks about how the glory of the Lord leaves the temple through this gate and heads to the Mount of Olives. Then it tells us the glory comes back through the same gate. There's a part where the gate is shut tight because the God of Israel has entered. But then it says a prince can use this gate for offerings. Some folks think all these mentions point to Jesus. They see Jesus' grand entrance into the temple as a symbol of God's glory. And when the gate gets sealed up for good, they say it's like predicting what happened in 1540 when Muslims sealed it off. They also think the prince mentioned might be Jesus, making a grand entrance through that gate again, as predicted in Zechariah. This gets people thinking about what might happen if that gate ever gets unsealed in the future. The significance of the Golden Gate. Back in the days when Muslims held sway over the sacred lands of Bayt al-Maqdis, there were stories of deep connections between certain Muslims, like Ubadah ibn al-Samit, and the eastern wall of the area, linking it to the concept of the last day. While some scholars, like Ibn Kathir, clarify that this particular wall isn't the one mentioned in the Quranic verse about a barrier with a gate, 57:13, it has been used by commentators as an illustrative example to explain the verse's meaning. Over time, this example likely influenced a tradition among Muslims to bury their deceased just outside the eastern wall of the Al-Aqsa area. The name Al-Rahmah suggests a long-standing presence since the gate's inception, implying it's tied to a broader concept related to the area, possibly connected to the significance of the last day and the idea of mercy. This interpretation suggests that Bab al-Rahmah symbolizes an entryway to paradise or a passage to mercy, as noted by Ratrout in 2004. Bab al-Rahmah, known as the Gate of Mercy, holds significant historical and spiritual importance. Built during the early Islamic era, it stands as a pivotal entrance in the area. According to Jewish tradition, this gate symbolizes a profound connection to the divine, with the belief that the Shekinah or divine presence once manifested through its eastern opening. It's said that when the Messiah arrives, a new gate will replace the current one, as prophesied in Ezekiel 44:1-3. During medieval times, Jews would gather at this site to pray for mercy, perhaps in anticipation of the promised re-emergence of the divine presence. Another reason for this tradition could be traced back to the Crusader period, when Jews were barred from accessing the city where the Western Wall stood. Hence, they sought solace and connection at the Gate of Mercy, symbolizing their longing for divine compassion and restoration. In ancient Christian writings outside the traditional Bible, there's a fascinating story about a gate where Mary's parents supposedly met, making it a powerful symbol of her immaculate conception. This tale, known as Joachim and Anne's meeting at the Golden Gate, became a popular theme in artwork portraying Mary's life. Some people connect this Golden Gate with the beautiful gate mentioned in the book of Acts, but there's disagreement about that link. The confusion stems from a linguistic mix-up between the Latin word for golden and the Greek word for beautiful. Legend also suggests that Jesus entered Jerusalem through this gate on Palm Sunday, riding a donkey and fulfilling an ancient Jewish prophecy. This idea finds some support in the Gospels, which describe Jesus coming down from the Mount of Olives and heading straight for the Temple Mount. However, the Gospel of John hints that the Pharisees might have been watching Jesus' arrival from the Temple Mount instead. Many people believe the Golden Gate holds special significance based on interpretations of ancient texts. For instance, some interpret passages from the book of Ezekiel to suggest a spiritual fulfillment through this gate. In Islamic tradition, it's known as Bab al-Dahabi or Bab al-Zahabi, signifying the Golden Gate and, to some, the Gate of Eternal Life. For Muslims, it's seen as a place where Allah's final judgment and the future resurrection will unfold. With all three major religions attributing significance to the Golden Gate in both past and future events tied to their messianic beliefs, it remains a deeply historic and contentious site in Jerusalem. In the artistic traditions of both Judaism and Christianity, there's a fascinating story about Jesus' grandparents, Joachim and Anne, meeting at the Golden Gate. While not directly in the Bible, these tales, especially those surrounding the Virgin Mary's life, inspired medieval Christian artists. Joachim and Anne came to represent the ideal of purity in marriage, and the act of a groom carrying his bride over the threshold likely stems from this symbolic tradition. In medieval art, you often see depictions of the Virgin Mary, her mother Saint Anne, and Jesus, representing three generations. This imagery reinforces the belief in the Immaculate Conception, where Mary was conceived without original sin. This symbolism isn't just confined to art, it influenced Pope John Paul II's teachings too. His reflections on this theme, titled Crossing the Threshold of Hope, aim to inspire Catholics, particularly in the face of challenges like materialism and secularism. The metaphor of crossing a threshold also has a deeper meaning in Christian theology. The Golden Gate symbolizes the boundary between the earthly and heavenly realms, representing the mystical body of the Church, often likened to the bride of Christ. And in Christian beliefs about the end times, the sunrise in the east signifies Christ's resurrection and the anticipation of his second coming. Into a majestic church filled with the soft glow of morning light streaming in from the east. It's a common sight in Christian congregations, where the direction of worship often faces eastward, symbolizing the rising sun and the hope it brings. Now, picture yourself strolling through the bustling streets of a vibrant city, passing by gates adorned with religious symbols. These gates aren't just entry points, they're guardians, believed to ward off evil and bless those who come and go. One such gate, the Ostra Brama in Vilnius, Lithuania, shelters an ancient icon beloved by both Catholics and Orthodox believers. But the significance doesn't stop there. In Christian lore, there's the Eastern Gate of the Old City, also known as the Golden Gate. It's where Mary's parents are said to have met, a sacred spot symbolizing the miraculous birth of Jesus. And then there's the intriguing tale of Jesus entering Jerusalem through that same gate on Palm Sunday, infusing it with profound messianic meaning. But it's not just about history and legend. It's about the enduring connection between the earthly realm and the divine. The sealed Eastern Gate of Jerusalem, though physically closed off for centuries, remains a powerful symbol of faith and prophecy, drawing people from all walks of life to ponder its mysteries. So, what are your thoughts on this captivating discovery? Share them in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey through history and faith, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more intriguing content. Until next time, may you find inspiration in the stories that connect us to something greater than ourselves.